let's go. Let's go, let's go. Stay blessed, keep stacking, turn up my mic. Welcome to the Real Bread Life. So, okay. So, I have a Facebook group, Real Bread Life. Anybody want to join? Just send a message, Real Bread Life. Taking all bread vendors, independent operators. And again, bear with me, we're just starting out here. So I have a question from someone. Randy had a question. Brandon's going to break down the parts of Randy's question. So I'm going to read it out and then we'll get into it. So Randy sent me a message. He asked a question about a route. So he said the route is a 52-week average of $12,821. It's in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which me and Brandon are familiar with.
Very.
It's in the Sunrise area. So he said he drives about 40 miles a day. And it's Sara Lee, Arnold Thomas, Takis, and Bimbo Marinella cakes. The dude's asking $307,000. Is it true that Bimbo routes sell 24 to 1?
Okay, so I'm glad that it says 52-week average because that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, that's why it was good because we talked about all that, and that's why this question is really good.
So my first question would be on the 12,821, the 52-week average, which is a pretty good average.
You can break your phone out, do
I'm
the
doing
numbers, do whatever you want to do.
I'm looking at the brand, so he does Sara Lee, Arnold Thomas's, Bimbo, and then he does Takis and the Marinella cakes. So I think the Takis and the Marinella cakes, again, I don't know what your situation is, Randy, but I'm assuming that 12.8 is not including the numbers for the Takis and the Marinella cakes because that would be a proceed thing. We don't own that label.
Right.
I'm just assuming. So the main question is he wanted 307 and that Bimbo route sell 24 to 1. All right, so first of all, if you were to calculate that 12,821, that 52-week average, times 24, it does come out to the 307. There's something that Randy has to understand, and anybody that's looking to buy a Bimbo route has to understand. The company only finances 13 to 1. So what that means in the simplest terms, and I'm gonna make up math.
Just to be even.
Just to make it even, right?
Yep.
So if you have a $10,000 a week route, net sales after stale, after everything, so you average $10,000 a week at 13 to 1 in this company, they'll finance 130. Okay? So if you are trying to get 24 to 1, whoever purchases that route, you need to come up with that back end money. So like in this case, to use exact math, because we should answer his question, right? Because it's definitely, so he, 307 is what he wanted. So if we were to do the 12,821 times the 13 to 1 that the company will actually finance, that comes out to 166,673. Okay, so that's the money that the company, Bimbo, will finance the money. So if this guy is looking to get 24 to 1, so he wants 307 minus 307, that would leave a balance of 140 on the back end that the company isn't going to finance. Okay?
So, right now, if they were selling it for the 307,
if he was to buy that route for 307,
yeah,
the company is going to finance 166, so he would need to come up with 10% down on the numbers that the company will do, and then whatever that number comes from up to that 307, because he wants more, this money, the 143.27, would have to come out of his own pocket.
So in order to buy that route for 307, he's going to need $140,000
plus 10% down on the original 166 that the company will finance. So that would be 16 100,000. I'm 166, 16.
So say 157,000.
About 150 grand, yeah.
So if he's around 150, and if he doesn't have that, he would be financing another 150 plus financing with the company. And if he was able to get a loan, or if he had property, he could take out a personal or equity loan somewhere. And
every company's different on what they finance, and to be quite honest with you, sometimes depending on where you live, there's different numbers.
Right.
So as far as I know, but I'm not 100% sure, so I hope
that's fine.
Viewers, I don't want you to take this.
We're not financial advisors or money market guys.
Not at all.
We just use the phone to do this math.
As far as I know, our company, no matter where you are and you're looking to buy our businesses, they finance 13 to 1.
Gotcha.
So any number above and beyond that, that's between you and the person you're buying the business from. Now there are routes out there that actually sell for the 13 to 1. Like guys that don't want any money in the back end, they want to get out. They want to get out, whatever circumstance may be. So you can actually buy that route at 13 to 1.
Also, real quick, I'll let you finish. To be clear, sometimes routes are company owned, and they're gonna just go by those numbers, and there's nothing else involved. So
no doubt.
If you do happen to get lucky and buy a company route, if it's available, I would go that route because it's not going to be any inflated numbers,
not at all.
Anything on the
No
side,
back-end
any
money,
back-end money.
It's strictly 13 to 1.
Strictly what it is and should be.
I mean, every company is a little different. Like Pepperidge Farm, for the most part, they'll finance anywhere between 25 to 1 to 30 to 1. But they get a lot more money. So to use this guy's route, 12 8, so let's just call it $13,000 route in Pepperidge at 30 to 1, do the math, and you're going to be paying a lot of money. It'll be financed. And here's the other thing that's very important that people have to understand about this business. The bank doesn't give you the loan unless the numbers aren't there.
Unless the numbers are there.
Correct, because they have to be there, because the bank doesn't want you to go belly up.
They won't give you the loan if the numbers aren't there.
Correct.
That's what you're saying.
Yep. I mean, they have to be. You have to be able to make enough money to pay your ordinary, everyday living expense bills, mortgage, electric, phone, food,
whatever it may be.
Fuel, right? Plus that loan payment.
And if there's a route, I'm glad you said that with the fuel, because I just thought about the truck. If you're getting a route with a truck involved,
that helps.
Well, unless it's not paid for.
Well, right.
Now that's another cost, because I know some people that just sold routes and there was trucks involved, and
if like all the routes that I bought and sold, I mean, I always tried to sell a route, which I think we touched on before. I always tried to sell the route so that you're walking into
it's a package,
one-stop deal. You got your truck, your computer system, you get the business. You're ready to rock and roll. Just come in the truck, learn the business. I'll teach you. You want to buy it, you buy it. We walk away, and it's a great way for somebody new or used to the business to get into a new route, and it just makes it easier. Not every route is the same. And I don't know what the guy is that's selling this route. I don't know if he's throwing in the truck with the business, with the deal or whatever.
Right.
Sometimes they tell you you're gonna throw the truck in, and really the truck is
not worth being thrown.
Right,
Instead of throwing it in, throw it out.
Absolutely, exactly. I mean, cut the cats out.
No. I'm glad that Randy watched. Thanks. Keep watching. Thank you for the question. Hopefully we answered it in detail more than I did when I text you back and or messaged you back. Again, any other questions, feel free to send them, put them in a comment. If I don't answer right away, I will get back to you. I will answer, and in the coming episodes we'll answer any questions or concerns that have to do with
and also
Brett.
I don't want to tell Rena that this is what they get in Florida is 24 to 1, but I know that the southern states, they definitely get a pretty good amount of money for their routes. Even my route that I bought up here, I bought it for well over what the company value of it was, because she wanted a higher ratio, which sounds like the same case. But I looked at the list of stores that he put up here and what he has, so it looks like it's a very condensed, smaller, high volume route, and you get what you pay for. There's routes out there that are dirt cheap, but you get what you pay for. If you want to work like a gentleman or a lady,
What does that mean?
in other words, if when you have a smaller, high volume condensed route, which looks like this is the kind of route, or like the route that I own, where I own basically 3 stores in my area, but those are all 3 high volume
Powerhouses.
stores. So I'm not putting in 12 hours a day. I'm putting in 6 hours a day, right? So I'm making very good money at part-time hours. That's the way I look at it.
Right.
So you have to pay a little bit more to get something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't come for free. You know, there's a lot of different factors involved, and everywhere, depending on where you live.
Let's go. Let's go. I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in and listening. Whatever platform you tuned in on, listened, or watched on, like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. At this time, I just want to say thank you again to everyone who's been showing so much love on Spotify, Facebook, and every other platform that they're using to support this podcast. I hope that what you heard or saw in this episode brought value to your experience. And hopefully on your journey, you will use what you heard or saw here to help you get better at what you're trying to achieve. In the coming weeks and months, we'll be having more interviews and doing more outside of this platform to give some value to other people in the vendor space. Again, like, subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. That's all I got for now. Stay blessed. Keep stacking.